So hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at multiplying fractions. So it's going to build upon our previous lesson where we looked at adding and subtracting, except you're going to notice that we're not going to look for common denominators when we're attacking multiplying and dividing questions. So let's start with example 1. So we've got 8 over 5 times 7 over 12. Now these questions are pretty simple to answer as long as you know your times tables. So all we have to do is we do 8 times 7 to get our top number, which is 56. And then we do 5 times 12 to get our bottom number. That's 60. And it's as simple as that. Now it may be the case that the question asks for this fraction in its simplest form, in which case we can use the method that we looked at in our previous lesson and our HCF lesson to find what the simplest form is. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the HCF of both 56 and 60 using our tree method. So let's do our tree for 56. So 56 breaks down into 2 times 28. Well, 2 is prime, so we leave that as is. 28 breaks down further into 7 and 4. This is prime, so we leave it as is. 4 breaks down further into 2 and 2. In other words, we can write 56 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 2 cubed times by 7. We have to do the same with 60 now. So 60 breaks down further into 6 and 10, because 6 times 10 is 60. This breaks down further into 2 and 3. Well, these are prime, so we leave them as is. 10 breaks down further into 5 and 2. Prime, so we leave them as is. So 60 is 2 squared times 3 times 5. So our HCF is going to be found by looking at these two products here and looking at the numbers that they share. So they share the number 2, and then we're going to pick the lowest power between them. So we know that they share the number 2, and the lowest power is this 2 squared here. So 2 times 2 is 4, so our HCF is 4. So we're going to use this now to simplify our fraction. So we're going to take 56 over 60, and we're going to divide the top by 4, and we're going to divide the bottom by 4 as well. And that's going to give us 56 divided by 4 gives us 14, and 60 divided by 4 gives us 15. And that's our fraction in its simplest form. So here we have example 2. So now we're going to look at dividing fractions. So we're going to start off with 2 over 3 divided by 4 over 6. So this actually uses a similar method to multiplying, but there's just one little trick whenever you've got dividing fractions. So you can see that we've got 2 over 3 divided by 4 over 6. And the trick we're going to do is we're going to do 2 over 3. We're going to change this divide into a times. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this fraction upside down. So instead of 4 over 6, it's going to become 6 over 4. And then we can just do the same thing that we did in the previous example. So 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 times 4 also equals 12. So we know that the answer is 12 over 12. In other words, the answer is 1. And that's our answer there. So here we have our final example. So we've got 2 and 1 over 3 times 3 and 1 over 2. So this is going to be done much the same way as we've done our previous examples, except we're going to start off by converting these from mixed numbers into improper fractions. So if you go ahead and check out lesson 1 of our fractions, you'll see how to do this. So we'll just go ahead and do that. I'll do it here quickly again. So the first one, 2 times 3 plus 1 gives us 7. So that's going to become 7 over 3. And the second one, so 3 and 1/2 becomes 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 also gives us 7. So that's become 7 over 2 now. And then we can just go ahead and do a normal multiplication of fractions. So 7 times 7 is 49 over 3 times 2, which is 6. And that's our answer. So whenever we see a question like this that involves mixed numbers, we should try and convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So go from this into these kind of top-heavy fractions. And of course, that will result in another improper fraction. So if the question asks us to write this as a mixed number, we can do that. So we can convert 49 over 6 into a mixed number. Again, we went over this in lesson 1. So how many times does 6 go into 49? Well, we know 6 times 8 gives us 48. So we're going to put 8 here. And what's the remainder? So 6 times 8 is 48. 49 minus 48 gives us 1. So our remainder is 1. And we put that over 6. So that's our answer as a mixed number. So the question can ask for it in either form, and you have to be able to go from improper to mixed and mixed to improper. So thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be it for fractions in terms of our GCSE Maths Foundation course. Be sure to check back next week for our next topic.